Hi, welcome to Let's Cook. You know, yesterday I had a whole slew of people over at my house, and we did basically a Polski picnic, which means we had shakrut. I never really say that properly, but it's sauerkraut. And we also had stuffed cabbage, Polish style. So that's what we're doing today on Let's Cook. And we're calling this a Polish picnic, but this is actually food that I like to make whenever I go skiing. So if you're interested in how to make a delicious shakrut with different types of wurst, knockwurst and bratwurst and kielbasa, and you'll also want to see a great way to make stuffed cabbage. This stuffed cabbage is so good. Every time my sister comes to visit me from Canada, my wife has to make it for her. That's how good it is. So see how we're going to do that today on Let's Cook. We're going to take a little break, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you exactly how to make these wonderful things for your Polski Picnic. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook. You know, when I first married my wife, one of the greatest meals I ever had was my mother-in-law's stuffed cabbage, and that's what I'm doing today on Let's Cook. And she was Polish, we're calling it a Polski Picnic. So I have the ingredients here for the stuffing. They're very simple. I have some cabbage here. I have a little bit of parsley. We have some white onion. Then I have ground equal quantities of veal, pork, and beef. Then we also have some cooked rice, and I cook the rice in a little bit of brown stock, salt, and pepper. That's all we need. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the parsley here, add a little bit to the onion there, and you don't have to saute the onion ahead of time. We're going to add our rice here that we partially cooked. It's still not totally cooked all the way through. And all we do is we mix this together. My hands are impeccably clean, so you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure your hands are nice and clean. And you need to really work this together well. Get this really worked together well, and then, of course, season it with salt and pepper when you go to use it, because that's all it needs is the salt and pepper. Brings it together. Now, the rice is a binding agent in this. It's absolutely terrific. So this is good. The only thing I need to do is I need a little bit of salt in here and a little bit of pepper. By the way, when I season with salt and pepper, a lot of times I'll go on a 2-to-1 ratio, which means I'll use twice as much salt as black pepper. But if it's white pepper, I'll go 3-to-1 or even 4-to-1 because the white pepper is a lot finer. So now my mix is done. Bring this over here. Now the next thing I have to do is I have to blanch my cabbage. So I have the head of cabbage here, and I already started to blanch this so you can see exactly how it works, but it's very easy. We're just going to take our cabbage here. See how we cored it out right here? If we can get a shot on this where it's cored out right there. See how that's been cored out? We drop this in boiling water with salt. As it boils in the water, we're able to pull off the leaves. Leave the leaves in the water for a little bit until they get soft, and whenever you pull them off, use a pair of tongs this way and start from by where the core was right here to get them off, because if you try and start at the top, you're going to rip them. See, and you just get the leaves off that way, and you let them blanch up. Now, once they're blanched, going to take them like this, and you're going to put them in cold water. That's just to stop the cooking process. And also, notice how bright and green this leaf is? That's because of the salt in the water that neutralized the acid that came out of the cabbage with the chlorophyll. So we're going to put these right here. Now, while I'm filling these, in this pan here, I have a little bit of butter that I allowed to brown up a little bit. I'm just going to put some onions in here and let them start to cook a little bit too, because we need these browned onions, and you'll see why. Coming over here now, I'll just take a spoon with my stuffing, and I give a good amount of stuffing right in each leaf. Then we just take it. Now, if this is really thick and you want to cut this away, feel free just to take this, this hard part of the core right there away. But on the softer leaves, you really don't have to. We pull this tight this way, pull this in, and you just roll it like an egg roll. You're going to fill a casserole pan nice and tight, like I'm filling this one right here. And also, you'll notice I put these on paper toweling, or on toweling, so that they dry up. We don't want them going in wet. So let me just get 3 more of these made. And again, this is something that for the holidays, or actually skiing, I'm going skiing this week for a little bit, and I'm actually going to make these while I'm away skiing, because you can pop them in the oven and bake them. They take very low maintenance, or they taste even better the next day. So just go right here, wrap these nice and tight. Now, the other thing that you're going to have here, let me see if I can squeeze this one in here too. The other thing you're going to have is, I can squeeze this one right in here. The other thing you're going to have is you're going to have this core of cabbage left right here. I'm going to take this core of cabbage here that it's too small for me to actually do anything with it. I'm just going to cut this up into and shred this. Then this, I'm going to go ahead and add to the onions that I started to saute over here. So, let me just get this out of the way here. You see these onions here, how they're lightly browning now? Beautiful. Okay. This is all I have to do. Just let them start to get a little bit of color. I'm going to hit them now with a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper this time. A little bit of black pepper in there. Good. These now go on top of our stuffed cabbage. Oh, looks good, doesn't it? Now, you need a little bit of liquid in here, so what I like to do, and what my wife always does, is we take a little bit of the water that we boiled the cabbage in or blanched the cabbage in. We add that water to this till it's about halfway up this. Then, butter. Take a little bit of butter, and we just dabble the butter right on top here. Then we cover this with aluminum foil. You're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for roughly 45 minutes to an hour. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, it tastes better the next day. So we'll just cover these, and I actually have some done, so let me show you what they look like when I bring them out. So open up my oven right here. Oh, beautiful. Bring these over here. I want you to get a shot on these because these are absolutely gorgeous when they come out, and I'll show you how we serve them. Get those in the oven. Look at how nice these look. Doesn't that look good? Oh, my favorite, one of my favorites. Now to serve these, what you do is you just come in just like this. You get a little bit of the onion there with the cabbage roll. Then, remember, with the butter that's in there, then you just take a little bit of the juice of the cabbage with the onions. You put this right on top. Then to finish this, if you like, I actually like sour cream with this. A little bit of chopped parsley. And if you want, in our house, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take browned onions with butter and put more butter and browned onions on top. And then just a little bit of sour cream right there. Oh, this is definitely where you want to go for stuffed cabbage. Out of this world. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're talking sauerkraut or choucroute. You don't want to miss it today on Let's Cook. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook, where we are talking choucroute or sauerkraut. Now, I have the ingredients that I'm going to use to make this choucroute, and it's out of this world. First of all, I have some smoked ham here. Then I have some different types of wurst, and I have kielbasa, I have knockwurst, I have bratwurst, out of this world, and it's so easily made. We also use slab bacon when we make this. So what I've done right over here, in this pan right here, is I've taken a little bit of the ham with the slab bacon, and I've just rendered out some of the fat. To this now, I'm going to take a little bit of onion here. So we're just going to take this onion right here, and all we're going to do with this is dice it up a little bit. And we're going to add this diced onion right now to our pan over here with our rendered pork fat and slab bacon. Going to let this start to cook off just a little bit. You don't have to brown this. Just let it cook off a little bit. Then we add our sauerkraut to this, because this cooks for a long time. In addition to our sauerkraut, a little bit of beer and stock or water. Now we're going to let this cook, excuse me, and just come up to a boil. We need this to really come up to a boil. Then we're going to get our other meat ready to go. Now, to get the other meat ready to go, oops, I need this here. Here's what we're going to do, because not all of this meat is going to go into the sauerkraut. Some is and some is not. Normally, I would bring this up, what I have right here with the sauerkraut, allow that to simmer for about a half an hour to an hour. Then, once that's done, I would take my different sausages that I can and cook them in the sauerkraut as well. So just take your kielbasa right here, slice this down. Then we'll take our knockwurst here. Slice this down. This won't go in yet, but my kielbasa can. Then I have some other bratwurst here that's Hungarian style. This can go in with the kielbasa. It's a little firmer. It's not as finely ground. And it will also impart a delicious smoked flavor. So, drop that in there. Drop this in there. And then we, again, cover this and allow this to simmer. All those flavors are going to come together. You can, as you're going, add a little bit more water to this because you really want it to cook down till it's almost dry. Now, what I'm going to do with my other two sausages here is I'm going to blanch these in water right now. While they're blanching in water, I'm going to go to the oven over here, as I already have one done here in the oven. Oh, beautiful. And I need to show you what this looks like right here, because this is already cooked down for quite a bit, and you'll see exactly what it looks like right there. Oh, doesn't that look great? To this now, I would add my knockwurst. Okay? So we're just going to add the knockwurst here just to heat it up. And notice how dry this is now. Beautiful. So we're going to let that just warm up in there. Now, the other thing that I have that goes with this, it's out of this world, is, and when I was in France, they usually serve this. It was smoked or it was just roasted. But we have a beautiful loin of pork here with the bone in. So we're going to take this and slice this up and serve it with the sauerkraut as well. Now, you have a couple of different options. You can actually take a fresh loin of pork like this with the bone, and you can actually cook it in with the sauerkraut as well. The option is really yours. Just going to come down right here. Now, this is already split. You see how when you get it from the supermarket, they already split it there, so it's easy to cut through? Just follow those lines right there. Oh, notice, see, nice and moist and juicy. Just going to cut a few pieces of this right here. Out of this world. Just make sure you all notice also when I cut this, I cut through the eye of the meat first, then I find the bone and I cut along the bone. Good. So we have that. I'm also going to take a little bit of this ham right here, this wonderful smoked butt right here. We're just going to take a few slices of this. And this I would warm up in just a little bit of butter too, and I think I'll do that. So, take a few pieces of this right now. I have some butter here that's already in the pan here. We're just going to take this, warm this up right here. Then I'm going to take my sausage that I have right here. Now, the sausage that we have right here, because of the casings, we're just going to poke a few holes in this so it doesn't explode in the pan. And we're just going to give this just a little bit of color here. Just slightly warm that ham. Oh, again, this is a great meal, especially in the winter. And we're calling this a Polish picnic, but you definitely have to be indoors, and this is definitely a winter food. So, I'm going to get this out of the way, and then I'm going to show you how we set up this whole platter. So, coming over here, we'll put that over here. Let me bring my choucroute right here. Doesn't that look great? Look at this. Oh, out of this world. So, brand new spoon. Never used it. Isn't this, look at this great spoon. So I think I'm going to use this to dish up my choucroute today. Great looking spoon. Just got them the other day. That's the great thing about having a cooking show. You know, you get to go shopping for the different items that you really like. So we're just going to use this, dish this all up. It smells out of this world. Oh, beautiful. We're going to put up the recipe now, or we have it up right now, so you can see exactly what this looks like or what goes into this. And again, the sausages are the worst you're going to use are based on what's available in your market. So there's nothing cut and dried with this. So beautiful. So we have that there. Let's take a look at our ham right here, which we're just slightly warming up here now. And also, you know, if the pan starts to get a little hot here, what you can do, remember these sausages are cooked all the way through. Hit the pan with just a splash of water. That'll stop the browning action and heat the sausage all the way through. Plus, you're going to have that brown butter flavor. So, have this here. Now we're going to take our pork right here. Oh, it's great. So you have your pork with your sauerkraut, with your wurst. Then we come over here. We'll take our ham right across here. Oh, beautiful. And again, you know, this dish was developed because in the winter months, because of no refrigeration, they would make different sausages and smoke and cure them because it would save on refrigeration. Well, they had no refrigeration, so they needed to do that. So here we have our wurst right here. Now, what do you think of this? Look great? Absolutely fantastic. So far today, we did the stuffed cabbage. Then we also did our choucroute here. But this needs an accompaniment to go with it. But before we make that, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, I'm going to show you a great accompaniment to go with this choucroute. Don't go anywhere. It's a Polski Picnic today on Let's Cook. We'll be right back. Well, what do you think? Kapusta. That's actually the choucroute. It's a kapusta. And then I got my kartoffels right here, kartoffel right here, which are my potatoes that I've boiled with the skin on. Now, normally, you would serve the choucroute or the kapusta with boiled potatoes. We're going to just tweak this a little bit, and we're going to add some cheese to this. I have some grated Swiss cheese, or some semi-soft cheese, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to take some grated semi-soft cheese right here, put this on top of this just to melt it. This is just going to add a different dimension to it. It's going to go very good. It's going to go very well, not real good, but very well with the meat in the kapusta or choucroute. So, just put that under the broiler there and let that start to just melt. All we want it to really do is melt. Now, the other thing that you need when you're making this, you need a good loaf of bread here. And you really want a real crusty piece of bread that's nice and tender in the middle there. So I'm going to actually start to set up the plate here. We're going to give it a piece of bread right there. Along with the bread here, hold it. I just want these to melt very quickly. They're almost there because we don't want them to brown. We just really want the cheese to melt. In addition to that, we're just going to take a little bit. I'm actually going to set up a plate with everything. The only thing that I should have made today, and I just thought of it now, well, actually I thought of it and I actually cooked them, was I should have done some pierogies as well. But if you want to make this Polski Picnic and have some pierogies, you definitely will enjoy them. They'll go real well, especially with the browned onions and the butter from the stuffed cabbage. So I have that there. I just need a little bit of sour cream to go with that. So we'll get our sour cream out. In addition to that, I'm just going to cut another piece of pork loin right here with this. This will go, let's put that right there so that looks nice. Then I'm going to go ahead, let's check oh, it's melted. Beautiful. So just take a little bit of see how nice this looks with the melted cheese? Looks great. It's going to give this a nice dimension too. So just take a few of the potatoes right here with the melted cheese. Oh, beautiful. Put this right here. Then take a little bit of the sauerkraut with the different types of sausage right on top of the potatoes. Oh. And our sour cream to go here with the stuffed cabbage. Okay. Or galumpki if you'd like. So a little bit of sour cream there. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a secret here. I really like ketchup with my stuffed cabbage, or my galumpkis. I really like that. The only thing I'm going to do is here I have some beautiful chive flowers. We have a little bit under a minute left, so I would take some of these delicious chives here. Again, another dimension, a little bit in the sour cream there, and if you'd like right there. So here we have it, our delicious Polski Picnic today on Let's Cook. This is the best in the winter, so you want to have this food. As a matter of fact, when I go skiing next week, this is exactly what I'll be making. Thank you so much for watching Let's Cook. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.